They say a man becomes unstoppable the moment he has nothing left to lose. But I say, a man becomes invincible the moment he decides he will never turn back. There's an ancient story, maybe you've heard it. A general arrives with his army on foreign shores. Outnumbered, surrounded, no reinforcements, no second chances. His men tremble at the impossible odds. So the general gives one order: burn the boats. No retreat, no escape, only one direction left: forward. That is how you must live, without a plan B. Because the moment you make quitting an option, you've already accepted the possibility of failure. And what most people call realistic is nothing more than pre-approved permission to give up. You weren't born to tiptoe around your dreams, hoping they'll let you in quietly. You were born to kick the damn door off its hinges and claim the life that was written for you, before the world taught you to shrink. But the price is everything that makes you comfortable right now. You don't get to become your future self by dragging your past with you. You don't build the life you were meant for while still holding the lifelines to the life you've outgrown. So let me ask you plainly, what boats do you need to burn? The job that pays you just enough to keep you from chasing your purpose. Burn it. The toxic relationships that keep you small, afraid, apologetic. Burn them. The excuses, the doubts, the maybe someday, light the match. Because until you do, you're living with one foot in the fire and the other in the ice, wondering why you never feel fully alive. You see, greatness isn't a matter of talent. Edison didn't invent the light bulb because he was the smartest man in the room, he did it because he refused to leave that lab without finding a way. Carnegie didn't rise from poverty because he got lucky, he rose because he knew he was meant for more, and he acted like it. Every single day. That's the thread they all shared, not genius, not luck, not perfect timing, but decision. A burning, blistering, non-negotiable decision to win or die trying. That's what burning the boats means. It means deciding that your old life is no longer welcome in your new story. And the first battleground, it's your mind. Because before you ever build a fortune, you have to build belief. Before you ever change the world, you have to change the voice in your head. Most people, they never do. They stay anchored to the thoughts that built their limitations. They run every dream through the filter of fear. They sabotage themselves with the same deadly question, but what if it doesn't work? Let me give you a better question: what if it does? What if the version of you keep seeing in your quietest moments isn't a fantasy, but a future waiting on your courage? What if the only thing separating your current reality from your deepest vision is how much fire you're willing to walk through? Your life will change the moment you stop negotiating with your doubts and start making demands of your destiny. But you cannot do that while clinging to comfort. You cannot build a new empire on the foundation of your old excuses. You either take the island, or you don't. And if you want to take it, you burn the boats. You tear up the backup plan. You let go of the approval. You stop explaining your dreams to people committed to mediocrity. You go all in, heart, soul, scars and all, and you tell the universe, this is who I am now. And I'm not leaving without what's mine. That's how transformation begins. Not with a whisper, but with a war cry. So if you want to build the life you were meant for, stop looking for permission and start building from conviction. Because the truth is, you've been carrying the blueprint for greatness all along, it's written into your soul. The only question is, will you finally stop waiting and start becoming? There comes a moment in every life where comfort becomes the enemy. A moment when the warm cocoon of good enough starts to rot from the inside. And deep down, you know it, you feel it. The quiet desperation, the ache of unlived potential. That moment is sacred, because it's the birthplace of fire. And if you don't answer it, that ache will become your anthem. You'll sing it every morning when you wake up with a sigh. You'll feel it in your chest every time someone else dares to live boldly. You'll carry it like a silent regret that no one else sees, but you always hear. You are not here to blend in. You are not here to exist quietly. You are here to build something that reflects the depth of your soul. But to do that, you need more than ambition. You need clarity. Success doesn't respond to vague wishes, it answers to precise vision. If you don't know exactly what you want, the world will decide for you. You'll spend your life climbing a ladder that was never meant for you, chasing goals that leave you empty, ticking boxes while your heart whispers, this isn't it. Clarity is power. Clarity is direction. Clarity is the difference between movement and momentum. Henry Ford wasn't trying to build a car. He was trying to liberate mankind. He had a vision, not just of wheels and engines, but of freedom in motion. That clarity didn't just change his life. It changed history. What is your vision? Not the one they told you to have, the one that won't let you sleep. That vision is sacred. It's not just an idea. It's an instruction, a divine assignment coded into your DNA. But clarity without action is a prayer without faith. And that's why most never make it. They wait. They overthink. They hesitate. As if greatness will wait for them to be ready. It won't. And the truth is, you'll never be ready. Not fully. Not perfectly. But action doesn't wait for perfection, it feeds on courage. So stop waiting for the fear to disappear. It won't. Do it scared. Do it with a trembling voice. Do it with sweaty palms and uncertain steps. But do it anyway. Because every step forward, no matter how small, is a declaration to the universe, I'm not here to repeat my past. I'm here to rewrite my future. You have to train your mind to serve your purpose. To silence the voices that say, you're not enough, it's too late, what will they think? Let them talk. The only voice that matters is the one that speaks from within you, not against you. That's the voice you build. That's the voice you feed. That's the voice you follow into the fire, the storm, the climb, until it becomes your truth. And the more you move in alignment with your vision, the more the world bends to your will. Opportunities start showing up. People start appearing. Doors start opening. Not because the world changed, but because you did. Because boldness is magnetic. That's why the undisciplined stay lost. Because clarity demands discipline. Discipline is the bridge between your decision and your destiny. And make no mistake, you cannot burn the boats and keep the habits that built the life you're escaping. Discipline is how you prove to life that you're serious. It's how you train your nervous system to operate in alignment with your vision. It's not punishment, it's preparation. You want freedom. Earn it with structure. You want abundance. Demand it with consistency. You want to become unstoppable. Out-discipline your doubts. Every morning you wake up early, you're not just getting ahead, you're sending a message, I'm not who I used to be. Every time you say no to comfort, you say yes to growth. Every time you choose focus over distraction, you become the kind of person who wins. And the world responds to who you become, not what you wish for. Discipline is the silent architect of transformation. It's not glamorous. It's not loud. It won't trend on social media. But it builds empires in the dark. While others scroll, complain, quit, you build. Brick by brick, choice by choice. That's how self-mastery is forged, not through motivation, but through standards. Your life will rise or fall to the level of what you tolerate, from yourself. You want change? Then raise the standard, not just of what you expect from life, but what life can expect from you. Do you show up even when no one's watching? Do you hold yourself to truth when it's easier to lie, to hide, to blame? Do you still chase the vision when the applause is gone and the rewards haven't arrived? That's where character is built. That's where warriors are made. Because anyone can be hungry on day one. But the world doesn't reward the start, it rewards the relentless. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before the light bulb worked. 10,000 times. Most people won't try 10. Most people give up the moment effort meets resistance. Not because they aren't capable, but because they never decided that nothing would stop them. And that's the paradox. The door to everything you want is guarded by pain. Discomfort, delay, doubt. It's not the universe testing you. It's the universe training you, asking, how bad do you want this? And if your answer isn't everything, you will be turned away. You cannot have transformation without resistance. Just like steel isn't strong until it's forged in fire, you will not evolve until you've been refined through pressure. Pressure is a privilege. Pressure is proof that you're in the arena. That you're growing. That you're alive. So stop asking for ease. Start asking for power. The power to keep moving forward when everything inside you wants to stop. The power to believe when nothing around you says it's working. The power to endure, to adjust, to rise again, and again, and again, and again. Resilience is your superpower. And it's not born in books. It's born in battle. It's built every time life knocks you down and you refuse to stay there. Every time you fall behind and still show up. Every time your dream looks like a joke to the world, but sacred to you. You've got to protect that dream like your life depends on it. Because it does. Your dream is your true identity waiting for permission to emerge. But no one will hand you that permission slip. You've got to write it yourself, with every decision you make. With every hour you invest. With every comfort you surrender. This is the cost of becoming who you were meant to be. And it's worth every drop of sweat, pain, silence, and sacrifice. Because on the other side of that mountain is your name, carved into the summit. Not because you were lucky, or privileged, or born with the answers. But because you refused to turn back. Because you burned the boats, and kept walking even when your legs gave out, and crawled when walking became impossible. And eventually, you stood. And you conquered. That's the life you were meant for. Not a life of half-finished plans and abandoned visions. Not a life of playing small to make others comfortable. Not a life of regret. But a life of legacy. A life of fire. A life built from ashes and forged in decision. And you already know, deep in your bones, that you were made for more. So stop explaining yourself. Stop waiting for support. Stop negotiating with fear. Burn the damn boats. Now comes the part most people overlook. They hustle. They grind. They fight. But they forget one of the most powerful forces that separates the drifter from the deliberate vision. You will never arrive at a destination you haven't seen in your mind. You cannot build a masterpiece blindfolded. Visualization isn't fantasy, it's focus. It's the internal compass that pulls you through chaos when logic screams, turn back. It's the lighthouse in the storm, the blueprint that reminds you who you are becoming. Napoleon Hill called it definiteness of purpose. Not a vague hope, not a wish list, but a clear, white-hot obsession with the life you intend to create. That vision must live in your mind like it's already true. See it in detail. Feel it, breathe it, speak it, talk about it like it's done. Move like it's done. Act like your name is already carved in the history books. Because the subconscious doesn't know the difference between reality and repeated imagination. What you hold consistently in your mind, your life begins to organize around. You'll start to notice opportunities you used to ignore. You'll attract people who match the energy of your future, not your past. You'll feel a pull stronger than fear, because now you're being guided, not just driven. But vision without gratitude becomes greed. And greed is a black hole that no amount of success can ever fill. Gratitude is what anchors your power. It keeps you connected to the present even as you build the future. It whispers, I may not be there yet, but I am already rich, in strength, in breath, in awareness, in opportunity. You must give thanks in advance for the things you are calling in. Not because you're pretending, because you're aligning, because you're already acting as the version of you who lives that life. Gratitude is more than politeness. It's a vibrational weapon. And when used daily, relentlessly, sincerely, it turns scarcity into sufficiency, and chaos into clarity. Gratitude tells the universe, I'm ready. I already recognize the blessing. Send more. And from that place, of vision, of gratitude, of discipline, you move into your final weapon, relentless, aligned action. Because this world doesn't bend to those who want. It bends to those who work. Who take the steps, make the calls, build the skills. Who rise at 5 when they want to sleep. Who study while others party. Who execute with quiet intensity long after the crowd has moved on. That's how you make your vision real. Not with one massive leap. But with thousands of daily decisions that scream, I will not betray who I'm becoming. It doesn't matter if it's slow. It doesn't matter if it's hard. What matters is that you don't stop. You don't need to be the best, you need to be the most committed. You don't need all the answers, you need to take the next step. That's how all greatness begins. That's how empires rise. Walt Disney was told his ideas were childish nonsense. Oprah was fired because she wasn't fit for television. Elon Musk was laughed at for betting his fortune on rockets and electric cars. But they had a vision. And they had the courage to walk it out in the dark, long before anyone believed. So now I ask you, will you? Will you be brave enough to live as if your vision is already true? Will you stay loyal to the version of you that only you can see? Will you burn the boats, and build the life you were meant for? You were not sent here to fit in, you were sent here to wake up. To remember. To unlearn everything the world taught you about limitation, and to reclaim the truth, you are the builder. You are the blueprint. You are the fire. But somewhere along the road, they convinced you to forget. They taught you to wait. To shrink. To doubt your instincts. To fear rejection more than regret. To settle for the safety of the herd rather than claim the wild freedom of your destiny. And now, maybe a part of you has gone numb. Not because you're weak, but because your soul is starving. Starving for meaning, for movement, for momentum. That's why this isn't about motivation. This is about resurrection. It's about waking the part of you that once believed in the impossible. The part that dreamed boldly before life gave you reasons to play small. The part that still whispers, even now, you were made for more. And the truth is, the dream never died. It's buried, beneath compromise, beneath comparison, beneath years of saying, maybe next year. But it's still alive, waiting, burning, waiting for the moment you finally stop asking for permission and start fighting for your life. Because that's what's at stake. Not just your income, not just your status, your life, the one you were designed to live. The one that demands your full strength, your full presence, your full power. And here's the miracle, it's still within reach. It doesn't matter if you're behind. It doesn't matter if you've failed. It only matters that you decide now. Right now. No more lukewarm efforts. No more halfway dreams. No more running back to the familiar when the fire gets too hot. Burn the boats. Leave no way out. Strip away the backup plan. Break the illusion that you can have transformation without sacrifice. Because this is your line in the sand. From this moment forward, you are no longer available for mediocrity. You are no longer interested in excuses. You are no longer willing to trade potential for comfort. You choose evolution. You choose alignment. You choose to show up every single day like your soul is on the line, because it is. And when the doubts come, because they will, you speak truth to them. I was not born to blend in. I was not born to survive. I was not born to repeat what's been done. I was born to build, to carve my name into a legacy no one can erase. You build with faith when logic fails. You build with blood when energy fades. You build with belief when the world says, stop. Because builders don't need applause. They don't need shortcuts. They only need the next brick, the next step, the next breath. And day by day, storm by storm, you rise. Until one day, you look around and realize. You became the person you used to dream about. You built the life they said was impossible. You kept going, when no one else did. And when that moment comes, you'll know. It all began the moment you stopped running. And burned the damn boats. There will come a day when your story is told, with or without you. Your name will either echo in the halls of impact, or dissolve into the silence of forgotten potential. And make no mistake, that choice is being written now. With your thoughts, your actions, your discipline, your refusal to quit. Legacy isn't something you leave behind. Legacy is something you live into. It is not carved in stone, it is carved in sacrifice. It is not passed down, it is earned. And what most people call fate is really just the accumulation of small, invisible decisions made in the shadows, when no one is watching, when giving up feels easier, when the voice of fear sounds almost reasonable. But not you. Not anymore. Because you've seen behind the curtain. You've felt the heat of your own fire. And now you know, that greatness is not about luck or birthright or some divine lottery. It is about alignment. The unshakable harmony between who you are, what you believe, and how you move, even when the ground beneath you trembles. Especially when the ground beneath you trembles. You see, this world has enough noise. Enough critics. Enough clones and copies. What it needs, desperately, is you. The real you. The one who remembers. The one who chooses truth over comfort. Discipline over distraction. Legacy over popularity. That version of you, the one who feels dangerous when aligned. That's the one you've been running from, and the one your destiny is calling back home. And when you finally surrender to it, when you stop resisting, stop negotiating, and step into the fire willingly, you will become untouchable. Not because life gets easier, but because you get stronger. Your spine straightens, your eyes sharpen, your voice deepens, because now, you are walking in purpose, and purpose does not flinch. It does not stutter. It does not bow to fear. It builds, it leads, it creates, it commands, and that, more than anything else, is how immortality begins. Not in bloodlines, not in fame, but in impact, in the ripple effect of one soul who decided that this life would not go unlived. And maybe that's you. Maybe that's why you're still here. Why you've survived what others didn't. Why the fire never left your chest, even when your hope did. Because your time is now. Not someday. Not when the stars align. Not when they finally believe in you. Now. Right now. This breath, this beat, this second. This is the moment where your old life dies, and your new story begins. So rise. Pick up the hammer. Lay the foundation. Burn the boats. And build, not just for you, but for everyone who will find freedom in your courage. Build the life you were meant for. No retreat. No surrender. No going back. Only forward. Only fire. Only everything you were born to become.